Welcome, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw shadow read for this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president for Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Actually, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey, I'm also Venus and Libra, so I can sympathize, I can empathize. Pisces moon, that I am Virgo. Sun sign Leo rising, ready to rock and roll and serve for you. If you are new to the channel, a 7-card draw is nothing more than one card from 7 different card systems. This time we're doing 2 tarot decks, 2 healing systems, 3 oracles to get you the clues, tips, and hints you need about a specific timeline, a waning moon timeline from the full moon in Aquarius, Friday, January 23rd, 10:37 p.m. Eastern. I'm in New York. To then the waning moon, boop, 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 shrinking, letting go, releasing, alchemizing, forgiving, all that, to the new moon in Leo, Sunday, August 8th, 8/8, was a planetary activation, probably still is. It started back in the early 90s, 9:50 a.m. Eastern. So these to give you some patterns, some things to look at, to consider that you need to be aware of, according to my pantheons of the divine, different ones dedicated to, consecrated into, whatever you want to see that, empowered into each of these decks for you. It's a general read. You know the YouTube reading rules. All the decks that I read are in the bottom of the description box, and the only thing I can ask from anyone watching any of my readings, at least, is both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath. If you will, I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, that you need. And if you would like a personal reading, it's easy enough to do. I don't reach out to clients. Clients have to reach out to me. I know there are lots of imposters going around on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube and Instagram. Easy enough to find me. Find me on Facebook, Mark Angelo Lyons in Holbrook, Long Island, New York, at ProfWitch on Twitter, or Mark Angelo Lyons on Instagram. Just private message me, or you can email me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com. and I'll be glad to set something up with you. We can do a Zoom read. You can record it on your end. I can record it on my end and send it to you. Although I have to say, Facebook video call seems to be the clearest quality, but as of yet, not recordable. Unless you're recording it with something else while you are there. Other than that, my book Words of Grace is on Kindle, $9.99 US dollars. If you're interested, go preview it if you like. Of course, there's a link in the description box for that. I dedicated it to my mom. Her birthday was on Sunday. I'm driving up to see her. And, second week in August, I'll be taking the cameras and all of that along with me for that too. All right, I think that's about it. Let's breathe and settle in, because I just did 3 rounds of like alkaline breathing and shamanic breathing and fire breath and breath retention for my Libras to get me ready for this. So let's get up in this game. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. What is the dominant archetype you're dealing with in your 8th chakra? It's a long story. Either your archetype, someone you're dealing with, the situation, all of that, some of that. Breathe. Here we go. As I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype going on for the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Watching this video, receiving this reading that they need to be aware of. You know, what's the soul power being developed, alchemized from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, pain to peace for them. Even if they're dealing with it in somebody else, they still get the growth out of it. The shadow work is necessary this full moon in Aquarius into new in Leo, the Trickster archetype. Now I'm seeing if anybody else got this. Yes, the Leo reading got this. So, you know, if you're dealing with a Leo, there might be something tricky going on there, as well as if you have planets in said sign. The Trickster archetype, I believe, is it's either the wild card or the action family. It's probably wild card family. There are 9 different families of archetypes, groupings. The shadow attribute is pretty toxic, as I'm sure I said in the Leo read. Manipulating others through duplicity, which is like sleight of hand, prestidigitation. Oh, look over here, right? And then something happens over here you don't see. Two-facedness, Harvey Dent, flip a coin. The light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So, you know, wow, this is the first time they ever showed me this. So if you're dealing with somebody who's doing this, do this. Right? If you're dealing with somebody who's being manipulative, who's being deceptive, duplicitous, well, transcend convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. And let's see how that can play itself out. Now, these waxing moon and waning moon reads that I do are really all about you and about your healing. But certainly, if you're manipulating others through duplicity, be careful. Be careful, be careful. It's just a vibe I'm getting on it. I mean, it's one thing to do it out of self-preservation, right? If you're in an abusive or a toxic situation and you're just biding your time to get out of there. But then again, the trickster archetype, there can be so much unknown going on in a situation there where the universe is teaching you something. Pay attention, right? So, healing with the angels oracle, who are the healing angels you can call upon, that you have to call upon. The healing angels will not intervene unless invited. It's just a boundary issue, right? A boundary thing with them. Breathe. As I call upon the angels and archangels of air in the sign of Libra, the Raphaelites of the East, powers of air, please, who are the legions of healing angels, the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, most need to work with, think about, read about, meditate, pray to, light a candle, ring a bell, whatever, to help them alchemize this trickster archetype, this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. Divine timing, you know? So there's that feeling. It's like okay, if there's somebody that you know is manipulating and being duplicitous, and maybe it's out of character for you to transcend convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior, maybe you're just waiting for the right time to bust a move, maybe to call them out. If you already know that there's a liar and a trickster in your midst, M-I-D-S-T, or until you can get the F up out of there, right, out of that situation. Again, it's a general read, only you're going to know that, but I will tell you, people who deliberately deceive, it's one thing if you don't know what you're doing, right? We all get possessed by our pain, where I wasn't myself, I'm sorry, I wasn't being myself that day, always out of fear. But if you're doing it consciously, you're really, really, really setting yourself up for something painful. And I would think that somebody watching one of my readings on this channel, because I don't have 10 billion subscribers, right? I'm niche market. I'm what Terry Pratchett would call a misfortune teller. I don't tell you what you want to know. I tell you what you need to know. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. If this is in the 8th chakra, what's going on in the crown, third eye, throat, and heart. And eventually, the next deck, we'll get the last 3 chakras. Sacrum, solar plexus, sacrum, and root, to kind of see how this is manifesting, right? This is manifestation, this is healing, right? So this is building, this is shadow work, really going within. Please take a nice deep breath. Right, I still have to see if I can find that video on YouTube, The Shadow Effect by Debbie Ford, Goddess Rest Her Soul. Great movie. Sort of like The Secret, but about shadow work. A good intro for sure. Here we go. Oh yeah, as I call upon my goddesses of air in the sign of Libra, Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, running around in a see-through nightie, please. What's going on in the heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic, the interior world, the feminine energy, the yin-terior world, the psychological, right, emotional, willpower, mental power, spiritual power. For this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the trickster archetype, needs to be alchemized, even just a little bit. We'll help them wiggle it just a little bit in divine timing, which means they're not really in control of how long this is going to take, because it's all scripted. This is probably a big lesson for really all involved. So what do they need to be aware of in the world behind their eyes, in their internal world, with this dynamic we have here on the table, this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo? Oh my goodness gracious. Did you get the coyote woman literally says the trickster and the trickster? Now, if you don't believe me, right, that's easy to see. Look, trickster. But look at that. Can you see it? Probably not in this lighting, but it does say on the bottom, the trickster. So we are talking about perhaps even a level of self-manipulation here, or just intuitively you know something's going on here, and might I say that this coyote is casting a shadow. This is half of the devil card. It's a matriarchal, if you want to call it, feminist deck, so it doesn't use traditional patriarchal imagery like the devil, but it certainly says that the universe is playing a trick on you here in terms of your own learning, in terms of your own healing. Now, self-deception happens all the time. I don't necessarily think that's something that is necessarily a component of the trickster archetype, but you do have it here twice. You know, if someone's trying to get out of an abusive situation, I get that. Then this is self-preservation, but while you are biding your divine timing here, really go within. There might be some self-sabotorial stuff going on. We all sabotage ourselves. Again, it seems very throat chakra. A lot of these readings have been about the throat chakra, which are about decisions, choices and decisions of empowerment or disempowerment, right? Because of our motives, not just what we do, but why we do it. And I gotta say, Wile E. Coyote, you're reading me, you know what I'm hearing, super genius, right? The saboteur archetype, a survival family archetype that everybody has, that's about confronting our decisions to empower or disempower ourselves or others. So this could be a mirror, right? So you've got this going on inside of you. You may not be aware of it, that your shadow is taking over at times, your pain. You know, when we come from our pain, we're possessed by pain. It's a really good way of looking at it. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, tons of videos about the pain body he talks about, right? So the shadow work is here for you to do. And you know, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior is exactly what this situation is calling for, particularly if you're looking to blame someone on the outer, and well, that may be, you know, by a court of law or whatever, that might be the truth. But to go in and find out, what is it in my shadow? Not why am I creating? I'll tell you why you're creating this situation, because there's a divine lesson in play. This is major arcana. What are the fears that are possessing you? The pain from the past, the unresolved trauma that needs to be addressed. And with divine timing, the iron may be hot. It may be time to strike. This is definitely a shadow read, right? People are afraid of their shadows, and I do mean the psychological aspect of it as well as the spiritual aspect. But what is repressed must be projected. That is psychological law. What's going on in the external here? I think this will clarify things quite a bit. Mythic Tarot, what's going on in the root, sacrum, solar plexus, the more physical external stuff going on here. Either you from the outside looking in horizontally, you know, like we're to see where you are, looking at you that way, or you from the inside out, some aspect of the physical here. Let's see if a court card pops up. Breathe. My gods of air. And the sign of Libra, my beloved Eros, please. One card in clarity for the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Really feels like they're dealing with somebody on the outer here. I gotta say that, but it's definitely triggering their own fear that they might not know if they are being deceived. You know, it might be just like one little thing, or like, what is it, that they take a grain of truth and build this whole illusion around it, them, somebody else. But with this divine timing thing, this might be something that's been in play for a while. And maybe both people are under illusions and duplicitous thoughts here, sabotorial behavior. So what's going on the outside? Please clarify. For the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. from this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. And a 3 of Cups. Now I know if you watch a lot of reads on YouTube, third-party situation. Well, with the Trickster on the outside and on the inside, and the 3 of Cups on the outside, the vibe here is that that's the duplicity. Right? That, no, everything's great, everything's fine, happy little couple. Somebody's lying, because there is something going on inside of you that whether you are looking at something from the outside and this is somebody else, something else that looks all happy, peppy, and bursting with love, celebration, and rejoicing, pay attention to what your shadow is telling you. At the core of all of our fears is a grain of wisdom, a grain of truth. That's why alchemy. If you look at the fear as lead and the intuition as gold, well, think of that golden nugget of wisdom and truth inside of you. Your soul trying to tell you something, but layers of conditioning and fear and, unprocessed emotions from jump traumatic experiences, all that stuff the shadow is made of, individually and collectively, because there's the human shadow, which we all have a piece of there too. Something's off here. And I feel like you're going to be shown in divine timing, maybe not when you want to know, but when you need to know. Let's see what we can do to hurry that along, if possible, if it can be catalyzed, with the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Now, his take on shadow work is really, I lent a friend his first book, Whatever Arises. Love that. And I don't know, there may be places in the book where he calls it out as shadow work or addressing your shadow, but it's really good. And I like his take on it a lot, because it's saying even your shadow needs love, and love is, if you like, the universal solvent in alchemy. Just got to find that Philosopher's Stone, Nikki Flamel. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blew our minds. Oh, Nikki, as I call upon my Ascended Masters, because Nick's probably one of them, my Ascended Masters, and we're going to say soul contract here, because this is definitely at least a one-on-one dynamic, unless it's systemic Trickster, right? Groups, organizations, families, and tribes. Regardless, it's got to be soul contract involved in that in some way, shape, or form. So please, my beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect healing mantra? For the Libra Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the Trickster archetype, calling in the healing angels of divine timing that are going to help them heal this within themselves, at least in divine timing. And with a bow and arrow, Eros, the god of one of the gods of Libra for me for sure, but also an element of air, right? The arrow, though it may be made of wood, steel, iron, what have you, obsidian, arrowhead, whatever, that there is going to be information coming into you in divine timing. In the meantime, look at what your fears are. What are the chains that you feel bind you? Because they may indeed be chains of smoke. They may look real, but they're not real, so that you can transcend the conventions here, the stuffiness and the predictable behavior. And really, with this 3 of Cups, this could be a false friendship. This could be, again, either something you're involved in or something that you're seeing. That's what this is feeling like, that you're seeing from your own point of view outward, that there's this thing. It's like something's off here, but you might be a little scared to see what it is. So please, what's their perfect healing mantra? My Ascended Masters, this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. Amplifying abundance. This is interesting. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Okay. This is if this is a financial issue, people immediately jump to money when they hear the word abundance. But abundance comes in many shapes and forms. This really is a contractual mantra. When you say abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now, according to the bookie book here, which I'm not reading from, we're saving a bookie book for the last card down, it says that, abundance is the experience of the universe giving you everything you need when you need it, maybe not everything you want, but everything that you need in exchange for shining your light at full capacity. And that's part of my prayer every day, right? I call upon my pantheons of the divine to work through me today to shine my light at full capacity on my behalf. I don't even know how to do that today, right? All the different ways of doing it, so that I may receive the abundance that is my birthright, that I may receive it now, that clarity. And I feel like that's going to help. Oh, I got it. I hear you. Course in Miracles, which I am a student, I've been doing it every day now for the past couple of months. I did the entire 365-day workbook like way over a decade ago, but it's made its orbit around me again. And one thing it says in there is that you cannot have a thought of fear without lack, or a thought of lack without fear. Oh, play with that in your minds, my lovely cardinal air signs here. So, what is it that you're afraid of, and where is the lack implied? For example, the fear of sickness is a lack of health, right? The fear of poverty is a lack of money, right? The fear of failure is really a lack of faith and respect, because really what you're afraid of is humiliation. If you fail and nobody knows about it, right? Is it so much a controlling fear? So interesting. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. And that can be an abundance of truth. But really, you're going to have to shine your light. And remember, light is truth, right? The light attribute instead of the shadow attribute here. What does it mean, or maybe you will discover what it means, to shine your light at full capacity, to be completely open, authentic, and honest, which will be transcending the norms of this world for sure. Everybody's fronting until they don't, right? And there's only so long until that dam breaks and that truth needs to come out. And I'm getting stink eye from one of my cats. What's Abby? You want to come sit with Mama while she's working? People say, why do your cats call you Mama? Well, they don't have the jaw structure to say Dada. They come up right in my face and go, rah, rah. I love you, bugger. Please take a nice deep breath. He's just staring at me. Let's do the party turner deck here, the Whispers of Love Oracle. At first, just such a sweet oracle, until I started using it in readings, and all of a sudden, just smacks you right in the third eye, as the higher selves will do. Breathe. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Certainly this is soul contract based, because who's zooming who, right? Takes on a different meaning now with Zoom, huh? Who's manipulating, deceiving, manipulating whom in this deal? Can you give us some clarity, please, the higher selves of all involved, so they can alchemize this trickster archetype into the light with the healing angels of divine timing, doing the shadow work, looking at how they're sabotaging themselves, or how they respond to being sabotaged in this 3 of Cups external thing, where something might look good, but it don't feel right. Something's off, and I believe they're right. And yet, abundance is their birthright, and they receive it now, right? Amplifying their abundance, amplifying their light, and receiving all that they need. And when what they want and what they need is the same thing, they're going to celebrate. But when what they need is not what they want, don't beat up on yourself. It's just how the plan is written a lot of the time. So please, the piece of inspiration, information, or insight most needed for the Libra this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo. This card has not come up in such a long time, and I can't resist, because it's turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. And that's what is going to light you up, shining your light at full capacity. Allow yourself in this moment to reflect on a time when you experienced love. Now, that's the thing. If it's with this person, that could be incredibly painful, but particularly if they lied, eluded, deceived, and deluded, right? But that is going to be part of the shadow work, to open your heart, to turn on your heart light. I can't believe I had to Neil Diamond us this early in my day. Ouch. The extra testicle. Turn on your heart light here does make sense, though. It's about go within. Give yourself the love. Free the love that is inside of you. But there may be, like I said, a lot of alchemy, a lot of burning through that lead to get to that gold at your core. Because then this Three of Cups might be saying there's an opportunity here for happiness that you do not see yet. And I don't want to go so far as to say you're frozen because your heart's not open. That's a little Madonna ray of light at the moment. But there is certainly, with this Amplifying Abundance card here, allowing your light to shine at full capacity. Well, turn on your heart light. Now, what I would recommend is, focus on a time where you experienced love and go for, like, I don't know, kittens and puppies and, swimming, or, don't necessarily bring it to this person instantly. Build up to that or this situation. Certainly with this mantra, abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. And your birthright really is the love that you truly are. It's born into you. The truth of who you are, the soul, the higher self, the spirit, whatever you want to call that. Well. Let's get down to our last card on the table. The Blessed Bee deck by Lucy Cavendish. I'm trying to limit my readings to one bookie book reading. I think after a year and a half about of the Healing Mantra deck, I think I've got the vibe on that. These are still brand new. Picked them up at the Magic Moon, Saratoga Springs, New York. Going back, like I said, in a couple of weeks. And see what I pick up when I go there. I always plug them. They're wonderful. It's one of the last gigantic, huge, New Age, metaphysical, crystal, everything there that at least I know of. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the pantheons of all lineages, all cultures, all traditions, even starseed from the core of the great central sun all the way down into the deepest dimensions. Please, what is the blessing that you have placed upon this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, that they need to be aware that the blessing is there so that they can tune themselves to it. Alchemizing the shadow attribute from manipulating others through duplicity into transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. And those people are fun to be around. That's why this Three of Cups here. You might be able to pull this off in a way where you save face by being authentic and not interesting, instead of, being sneaky. But working with the healing angels of divine timing to help them help you with that. Bring this to me in divine timing. Show me what I need to do in divine timing. I am willing. I just don't know what the timing is. Particularly with the Trickster. You might have some ideas in there that are sabotorial or maybe came from wounds of being betrayed and sabotaged, right? Well, it could also be that this Three of Cups, this is going to suck because it's really positive, right? You don't hear that often on YouTube, that really everything's fine in this situation, but because of past wounds in the shadow, you might be seeing this as something that it is not, where really the Three of Cups be something, an initial emotional bond and foundation. Going past the Two of Cups into the Three of Cups, maybe something a little bit more friendly or stable or even committed. This is the wedding. Oh, interesting. This is the wedding of Eros and Psyche, but she hasn't seen his face yet because Eros doesn't want her to see how beautiful he is, be his true self, because people fall in love with him all the time, and he wants her to love him for him, regardless of what he looks like. I guess I can relate. Never take yourself that seriously. So my pantheons of pantheons, every culture, tradition, all of that, what's the perfect blessing you have placed upon them that they need to know about here so that they can amplify their abundance, being their birthright? They receive it now by shining their light at full capacity, turning on their heart light, allowing themselves in this moment and again to reflect on a time where they experienced love. What's their blessing? This full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Libra. A blessing on a new venture, and oh my goodness gracious. There, you see it. By the way, this is Eros. Well, Cupid the Roman version, the little baby version. But look, that's like Artemis and Eros just lining up, even though it's Celtic, but a blessing on a new venture. You got 2 tricksters, you got 2 archers. WTF, Libra. Let me read this for you. Card number 20. Oh, almost came right to it. Blessing on a new venture, and this one seems not to be terribly long. I got my blessing cords on. I got my magical warded totem jewelry on. I'm going to do my best for you on this one. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, prayer is the medium of miracles, darlings. Here we go. 20, card number 20. A blessing on a new venture. A blessing to set direction, awaken determination, and establish a path through the unknown adventure ahead. May you look into the unknown tangle of possibilities ahead and find a pathway through to your goals and dreams. Which says that this situation is happening for you to get where you need to get in divine timing. You just got to do this work as part of that. Right? Untangling, moving through the unknown tangle of possibilities. Are they lying? Are they telling me the truth? Am I seeing the truth? Am I lying to myself? Right? May the arrow of your intention be drawn back with commitment and a strong hand. May your eyes pierce the veils of the unknown, and may the arrow take flight and be sure and true. When you strike the mark, may your hopes be exceeded by the reality, and may the relish with which you began the dream be equaled by the joy in bringing to life what were once only imagined possibilities. Let the way between you and your dream's maturity be clear and clean. Gather speed and arc above all obstacles in its journey towards its mark. As you begin, be certain of yourself, yet open to adaptation. May you be clear on what it is you yearn for, yet as flexible as the bow. And may you be as sharp as the arrowhead, so that you may penetrate all that seeks to hold you back and find your mark, landing true and bold and deep. Blessed be. I'm hearing it as I'm reading it, right? That what you want seems confusing. It seems like there is this tangle of stuff, and that can absolutely be stress, trauma, emotional baggage, whatever is shadow material from past experiences of being lied to. But give this one time. Do the shadow work. From the outside looking in, this is 3 of Cups. I mean, there are other cards here, right? That could have been 5 of Cups. It could have been 5 of Pentacles, right? It could have been the Devil card twice, or the Tower, or the Death card, or the Moon, if you really want to talk deception here. I'm just wondering, even if there is somebody else involved here, if both of you are doing that, right? And sort of tricking yourselves and the shadow work. I don't see how you get through that without really feeling and healing the pain. It's got to move through you. It's just how it works. To amplify your abundance, abundance is my birthright. I receive it now, and how I receive that is by giving. Again, A Course in Miracles. To give and to receive is one in truth. I bless the world because I bless myself. That's the lesson I'm doing today, right? So as I let my light shine, turning on my heart light, letting it shine wherever I go, thanks Neil Diamond and the extraterrestrial, that you will see a blessing on this new venture. I have a feeling that this is probably romantic for some of you, and somebody might have lied before, and you might have had to do some sneaky deekies on yourself there to kind of survive this thing, but there's still some pain there. Use the waning moon to clear this, because, by the way, a blessing on a new venture would certainly point to the new moon, and with the divine timing card and 2 tricksters, I mean, literally the words, written on both cards here. I think success is assured, but the willingness to open your heart. It doesn't mean you have to confront anybody here. You need to confront more inside than outside. Because this Three of Cups, it's a card of emotional bonding. And if this is an empathic connection with another person and it is romantic, you're both feeling the same thing, but hiding it, right? Not being open, not being honest. But there is a birthright here for you to receive, for you to claim, but it is at the price of being open and honest and authentic, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Let me put this together for you in my own little blessing spell prayer thingy hoo-ha doo-dah. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my mighty pantheons of the divine, please may the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need for this new moon in, full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Libra, that they may call upon the healing angels of divine timing to help them with any impatience or that the fear of getting it wrong if they don't do it fast enough, to go, no, we've got this. It's all in divine timing, and alchemizing the trickster archetype into transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior with divine timing will do, because you can't be in predictable behavior when the timing's not in your hands. So you amplify abundance, abundance being your birthright, and they receive it now by shining their light at full capacity, because there's already a blessing on a new venture, and maybe a renewed venture here with the Three of Cups situation on the outside. And I gotta say, that feels good, right? Either that or somebody's really fronting that things are great when things aren't. So they are to turn on their heart light, allowing themselves in the moment to reflect on a time when they experienced love, really experienced love, love of the divine, love of family, love of art, love of food, love of kitty cats and whispers on kittens, and you can't stand that movie. So that they can really have the power that they need to look at the coyote within them. Coyote woman is a shamanic teacher, often tricking us into truth through the routes of deception. Ooh, peace candy. Ooh, peace candy. The second time that's came up in this series. So that they can heal, they can grow, they can evolve, and they can move forward in this new venture, understanding that they will hit their target, they will hit their mark, just not this one, for their well-being, for the well-being of whoever else is involved in this. And ultimately, with the amount of illusions, tricks, lies, deceptions, and delusions on the planet that are being busted every day, for the well-being of all of life on planet Earth and beyond, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be. And so it is. That's kind of an intense read, but you know, the shadow reads are. Like, what's the point? Oh yeah, your shadow is that you don't like cotton balls. Like, no, there's so much more in there than the superficial. And the more of that alchemy you do, the more true and authentic you are, not just to your personality. It's letting your spirit, your soul really come in to the physical body and do the work it came in to do, that it was chosen to do in this lifetime. Got it? You want to go deeper? You know how to find me. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You want to read my book? It's on Kindle, $9.99. You don't need Kindle. You can get the free Kindle app. And if you want, go read the reviews, because the preview starts with the reviews and the dedication to my mom. And I think a bunch of pages after that, if you want to give it a checky, check. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed. And what seems to be a very challenging but very truthful in the end here, waning moon for you, my beloved Libras. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.